Amid the war in Ukraine, Russia held its annual Victory Day parade in Moscow, with thousands of military personnel and weaponry filing past Russia's President Vladimir Putin, his top military officials and allies. But why is Victory Day so significant? And particularly this year, why is this day being keenly watched across the world? Our next report tells you more.
Remembrance Day, a show of Russia's military might. It's a day when people commemorate the huge sacrifices made by the Soviet Union. During what is called the Great Patriotic War of 1939 to 1945, 27 million USSR citizens' lives were lost in World War II. It is now a signature event for President Vladimir Putin and one of the most significant days in Russia's calendar. It's an opportunity for Moscow to display its military pomp as well as its military hardware. Moscow flexes its military muscle, from the latest cruise missiles to vintage tanks, with top-notch military equipment rumbling through Moscow's Red Square. More than 50 pieces of equipment, including missile launchers and armored vehicles, took part in the parade. Addressing the gathering, Vladimir Putin said the war against Ukraine is a war for the country's survival and future.
The security of the country now depends on you. The future of our statehood and our nation depends on you. You carry out your military duty with honor. You fight for Russia. Your families, children, friends are behind you.
This year's Victory Parade was a much slimmer affair, with the ongoing war in Ukraine involving much of Russia's military personnel and security concerns high on the Kremlin's watch list, particularly after a recent alleged drone attack on the Kremlin. Russia had blamed the attack on Ukraine. Victory Day parades have been cancelled in a number of regions and cities. There was also no flypast, which is usually the showstopper at such parades. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
For more on this story, we are joined by Dr. Sergei Markov from Moscow. He is the former spokesman for President Vladimir Putin and the director of the Institute of Political Studies. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us on WION. Is there war fatigue in Russia amid this Victory Day parade among the population?
Among the population, this Victory Day is regarded as number one political holiday, political day. We have a non-political day, it's a New Year and Women's Day. But from political point of view, Victory Day, it's number one. It's more than even Day of Independence of Russia and so on. It's through the whole country, I would say 90% of the people somehow celebrate this Victory Day, because almost every family this war touched in the past. And same time, this parade was more modest, but it also under the demand of the people, because people believe that tanks should not to show how beautiful they are on the parade, but tanks should go to the Ukraine, and same for aviation. Also, I want to correct you. Russia has no war against Ukraine. We regard this war as liberation of Ukraine from occupation of United States of America and another NATO country, which can be made in 2014, when United States Intelligence Service overthrown last democratically elected president of Ukraine and imposed puppet dictatorship, as the United States, made it in many countries globally.
Dr. Markov, there was concern among the Wagner group that they didn't have enough ammunition in Bakhmut. Can you talk about their concern? And is Russia struggling with providing proper ammunition for its troops in Ukraine?
money not enough for any woman in the family. Same shells and artillery and ammunition, never enough for any military commander. And anyway, Wagner Group has a very difficult relationship with Russian Defense Ministry. We have a lot of point for the conflict between them. But it's normal conflict between a private corporation and governmental bureaucracy. As you may know, Wagner Group is now the best and the most strong private military group in the world globally. And I would say that Yevgeny Prigozhin, head of Wagner Group, looks like Elon Musk in his all constant discussion with United States bureaucracy, and or as billionaire, Chinese billionaire Jack Ma in his conflict with Chinese bureaucracy. I'm sure that in India, you also have a few big billionaires who also has a conflict with federal government. It's normal conflict. Wagner Group is regarded as mostly effective part of the Russian militaries, and the decision of Vladimir Putin to give any ammunition and shells and equipment with Wagner Group demands from the ministry.
Mm-hmm. Well, lots more to talk about, but we have to say goodbye. Dr. Sergei Markov, live from Moscow, the former spokesperson for Russian President Vladimir Putin, joining us, and the director of the Institute of Political Studies. Thank you.
Thank you.